Hi everybody, it's Julie the Gadgeteer, and today is the 1-year anniversary of the Gadgeteer video podcast, and it's episode 20. Today I want to give you an update to my Android versus iOS saga. As a quick recap, back in 2020, I switched to the iPhone after using Android phones for a very long time, and that switch led me to completely buying into the Apple ecosystem with an Apple Watch, an iPad, an Apple TV, etc. I'd already been a MacBook user for years. Love the MacBook. So my experience since 2020 has been pretty good with the iPhone, but of course 3 years gone by and I got bored. So I wanted to go back and use an Android phone again just to feel like I was back in touch with what Google and Android had to offer. So I have been trying various Android phones, from the OnePlus to the Motorola Razr Plus flip phone. I briefly tried the Samsung Galaxy Fold 5, their latest one. I sent it back. I liked it, but we won't get into that right now in this video. And I also ordered the Google Pixel Fold here. And if you're wondering what's on the back of this, it's not a case, it's a D brand skin. And no, they're not sponsoring this. I bought this myself because this guy is both heavy and slippery. And I didn't really want to put it in a case, but I wanted something to give me a little bit more grip. So I have been using the Google Pixel Fold since I received it, and I have pretty much enjoyed it thoroughly, except for a few small things. It gets hot, the battery life isn't good, and I've had a few little glitches with some of my favorite apps. I even took it with me when I went on vacation just recently, a few weeks ago, to Florida, and I was kind of worried about the whole battery issue. But I took a backup battery with me, and that kind of alleviated the problems. And of course, whenever we were driving, I would plug it into a 12-volt socket to keep it charged up. And I didn't have any problem. And it was very hot in Florida, and even though this guy got hot, it never gave me any errors. Then I came home, and I started getting annoyed with small things. Namely, the fingerprint sensor is driving me nuts. I thought it worked great at first, but over time, over the last, how long have I had this guy? A couple months now? It feels like I have to use my fingerprint 10, 11, 12 times before it will unlock the phone. So I have it set to unlock with the fingerprint and my face. The face unlock works great if you're in regular light, but it does not work in the dark like an iPhone. And I can't remember if Samsung Galaxy phones will unlock in darkness or not. I can't remember. I kind of use my phones under the covers in the morning. When I don't want to wake up my better half, I pull the covers over my head and scroll the phone until I get up out of the bed. And I have to always punch in the code because the fingerprint sensor is just a pain in the butt. But what makes it even worse is I use a password program called Bitwarden. And on my iPhone, it will let me unlock Bitwarden with my face. On the Google Pixel, the Android version of Bitwarden does not allow for face unlock. Although I have it so that it is supposed to allow biometric unlocking, it will only unlock with a fingerprint sensor when I have that option turned on. And I'm logging into different apps all the time, and I have to sit here and press and press and press and press to get this to unlock. And it has annoyed me so much, I decided I'm going to switch back to the iPhone. So I have. That's actually what is recording this podcast right now, my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I did not buy the 14 Pro Max last year. However, this year, after watching the Apple keynote for the new products a few weeks ago, I ordered the 15 Pro Max. I haven't received it yet. I actually ordered it a couple days after that keynote, and of course, they were sold out. I'm not supposed to receive it till sometime in October. I think it might even be the middle of October. Am I liking being back on the iPhone? Yes and no. Yes, because I can unlock with my face in the dark. Yes, because apps like my favorite one, Marco Polo, works perfectly. On the Google Pixel, it was having issues when I would be listening to somebody's Marco Polo and a notification for me would come in. It would completely wreck the audio. And it would cause me to have to restart the app in order to fix that problem. I think that bug has been fixed with the latest version of the app. So we can forget about that. But the fingerprint unlocking with Bitwarden was driving me absolutely crazy. I'm still not fully in love with the camera on this compared to my iPhone camera. I just feel like even my 2-year-old iPhone 13 Pro Max's camera is better than the camera on the Google Pixel Fold. It annoys me that I spent like $1,800 or whatever it was for this of my own money. I mean, it wasn't a review sample. I bought this just like I bought my iPhone, but this is a flagship phone. It is $1,800, and the camera that they put in here is not as good as their camera that they have on their non-folding premium version of the Pixel. Why? I also don't like that there isn't some type of Samsung style DeX desktop version feature for the Fold. Why does Samsung have all these cool features with their Galaxy devices, but Google, who makes Android, does not? I completely understand that Google wants to lock in the features and make sure that their customers have a good experience. That's just like Apple. I mean, people are always saying that Apple is a walled garden, blah, 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 blah. I get so sick of hearing that. Google does some of the same kinds of things. The only companies that kind of go above and beyond with features and cool stuff are companies like Samsung and Sony. Even Huawei, although I haven't had a Huawei phone in a long time, they put out super cool features that people, enthusiasts like me, want to try and experiment with. But Google, no, not so much. So it kind of makes me rethink buying into Google and their devices. I like this phone. I'm going to keep it, obviously, since I spent a lot of money on it. And I like a folding phone. I'm finding that I'm not using the unfolded format all that often. Now, on our vacation, when we flew to Florida on the plane, it was in this format the whole time because I was reading a book. And that's what I find that I use it for mostly, is reading. But the front cover screen on this is a nice size compared to the Google, to the Samsung Galaxy Fold, that I'm just finding that I don't open it that often. So that's what prompted me to go back to an iPhone. But, of course, after being on the Pixel Fold for a couple months, right? I'm kind of losing track of time here. But at least being on it a month, going back to the iPhone made me feel like this is boring. And in a way, yeah, iPhones are boring. Yes, they kind of fix some of the complaints that I have of this guy, but I'm finding that I want to be back on Android. It's just that I don't know if I want to be back on this Android device. So, I have even thought about buying the Samsung Galaxy S23. But then I don't know if I would miss having a folding device. I'm really looking forward to hopefully trying the new OnePlus folding phone. Please, 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 OnePlus, I really want to review your phone because I feel like it might be the perfect folding Android phone. So, that's what we're at right now. I'm on the iPhone every single day, multiple times a day. I just want to take the SIM card out and go back to this. But then I remember, oh yeah, I'm going to have to deal with the fingerprint sensor problem. What am I going to do about that? See, I can even show you. I bet it won't unlock. It's telling me can't recognize your fingerprint. And yes, I have reprogrammed my fingerprints probably a dozen times, and it just doesn't work. It'll work, but it takes like 10 times to try it. And you know how annoying that is? Yeah, I know, first world problems. Anyway, that's my update. Kind of rambling. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, tell me in the comments below. If you would like me to talk about anything specific with regards to the Google Pixel Fold, or even the iPhone for that matter, put it in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. And hey, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and turn that bell icon on so you'll be alerted every time I have a new video podcast. I hope you have a great day.